Good morning, dear students. Welcome to online learning. I hope you all are well at your places. Today, I'm going to take you chapter 2nd, that is acids, bases and salts. Every chemical substance has some nature, either it is acidic, basic or neutral. Earlier, it was thought that those substances that are sour in taste, turn blue litmus red and are corrosive are called acids. For example, we have many fruits like oranges, lemons, etc. that contain citric acid. Vinegar, which is used in making pickles and chow meins, etc., contains acetic acid. Coke and other carbonated drinks contains carbonic acid. Let's move on to the actual definition of acids. Acids are those substances which give hydrogen ions, that is H positive ions, or hydronium ions, that is H3O positive ions in water or aqueous solution. For example, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, carbonic acid, etc. Let's take an example of HCl in water. HCl, when dissolved in water, releases H positive ions and Cl negative ions. Or we can write it as HCl plus water gives H3O positive plus Cl negative, where H3O positive is the hydronium ion and Cl negative is the chloride ion. What are bases? A base is a substance which releases hydroxide ions, that is OH negative ions in aqueous solution. For example, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, ammonia, etc. Physical properties of bases include their bitter taste, they turn red litmus blue, they are slippery or soapy to touch. If we take an example of sodium hydroxide in water, it releases Na positive and OH negative ions. Sometimes another term is used instead of bases, that is alkali. Alkalis are basically those bases that are soluble in water. In short, water soluble bases are called alkalis. Indicators. Indicators are those substances which tells us whether a substance is acidic or basic by change in color. An indicator shows one color in acidic medium and different color in basic medium. We have mainly three types of indicators. Natural indicators, which are obtained from nature, example litmus, turmeric, etc. Synthetic indicators, which are not derived from nature but they are prepared in the laboratories. For example, methyl orange, phenolphthalein, etc. Olfactory indicators. These are those indicators whose odor or smell changes in acidic or basic media. For example, onion, clove, etc. Let's discuss about litmus. Litmus solution is a purple dye which is extracted from lichen, a plant belonging to the division Thallophyta, and is commonly used as an indicator. When the litmus solution is neither acidic nor basic, its color is purple. There are many other natural materials like red cabbage leaves, turmeric, colored petals of some flowers which indicate the presence of acid or base in a solution. These are called acid-base indicators or simply indicators. Let's move on to the chemical properties of acids and bases. The first chemical property is the reaction of acids and bases with metals. To understand this reaction, we would take small amount of zinc granules in dilute sulfuric acid. The following reaction would take place. Zn plus H2SO4 would give ZnSO4 plus hydrogen. In this reaction, the metal zinc displaces hydrogen from the acid. This is seen as hydrogen gas. The zinc metal combines with the remaining part of the acid and forms a compound called a salt. In this case, the salt formed is ZnSO4, that is zinc sulfate. Thus, the reaction of a metal with an acid can be summarized as acid plus metal gives salt plus hydrogen gas. Similar reaction takes place with base. When sodium hydroxide reacts with zinc, sodium zincate, that is Na2ZnO2, is formed along with the evolution of hydrogen gas. Now the question arises, how do we detect the presence of hydrogen gas? Hydrogen gas always burns with a pop sound. So, if we take a burning candle or burning matchstick towards the mouth of the test tube from where hydrogen gas is released, if it burns with a pop sound, it confirms the presence of hydrogen gas. Next reaction is the reaction of metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates with acids. If we add sodium carbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate in dilute hydrochloric acid, we get same results, that is sodium chloride is formed along with water molecule and carbon dioxide gas is released. If we pass this carbon dioxide gas evolved through lime water, the following reaction takes place. Lime water is calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice, plus CO2 gives white precipitates of calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3 plus water. On passing excess carbon dioxide, the following reaction takes place. Calcium carbonate plus water plus carbon dioxide gives calcium hydrogen carbonate, which is soluble in water. Limestone, chalk and marble are different forms of calcium carbonate. All metal carbonates and hydrogen carbonates react with acids to give a corresponding salt, carbon dioxide and water. Thus, the reaction can be summarized as metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate plus acid gives salt plus carbon dioxide plus water. Next reaction is the reaction of acids and bases with each other. When an acid and base react with each other, it forms salt and water. This reaction is known as neutralization reaction. For example, if we react sodium hydroxide with hydrochloric acid, we get sodium chloride, salt plus water. Next reaction is the reaction of metallic oxides with acids. The general reaction between a metallic oxide and an acid can be written as metal oxide plus acid gives salt plus water. Since metallic oxides react with acids to give salts and water, similar to the reaction of a base with an acid, metallic oxides are said to be basic oxides. Last reaction is the reaction of non-metallic oxides with bases. If we react a non-metallic oxide with a base, it forms salt and water. Since this reaction is similar to the reaction between a base and an acid, we can conclude that non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Since in last two reactions I have just given the summarized equation. So you have to write it on notebook, 2 examples of each of these reactions. Till then, take care of yourself, stay home. Thank you.